man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
I got a crazy DM today from some random dude also, and it said, "Hey man, weird question, but can I Venmo you to talk about tits with me in a chat?" And I was like, "What? What do you mean talk with you about tits? Like just like talk about
Tit talk?
yeah, just talk about tits?"
Is it a tit talk?
I don't know. I didn't respond to the message.
It's not a TED talk. It's a tit talk.
Apparently, you still trying to get that joke to get through?
Yeah, I'm trying to word it so when we do it on the podcast, it'll be funny.
We're just gonna post this so everybody knows that it was.
You get a workshop. They're not all winners.
Yeah, I know. That's how we're gonna post it. We're gonna show everybody that they're not all winners.
All they got to do is come out.
Welcome to another episode of Hey Man. I'm Jacob.
Nah, that's not how we're doing it. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Hey Man. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
Hey, dude.
Hey man.
Hey, listen. First of all, everybody, thank you so much to the people who came out in Winnipeg.
Holy crap.
What an amazing weekend. I'm telling you right now, guys, if you aren't coming out to these shows, or if we're coming to your city and you know people in a city where we're coming, you got to get them out to the shows. Nobody is doing what we're doing. Jacob's doing stand-up. I'm doing stand-up. Excuse me. The Q&As have been wild.
Yeah.
The music has been wild. So, and the energy is off the charts. So thank you so much, Winnipeg. Those were 4 ridiculous shows.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch
Ridiculous shows.
one of my sets because
Ridiculous.
that
story about that crackhead was crazy.
put the chair down.
Amazing.
In the middle of it was there's so many good things.
So we have Winnipeg. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all coming out. Coming up this weekend, we're in Richmond, Virginia on the 30th. We're in Virginia Beach on the 31st.
I'm in Virginia Beach.
And then we have a week off. And then I believe we're in Albany,
Indeed.
New York. And then we're in Louisville, Kentucky. And then we are off for 5 weeks.
Oof.
We don't come back until we're in Naples, Florida, basically the last day of July.
Hey, is this our first time back to Naples since that guy pulled a knife on you?
Second.
Oh.
Mike Binder was there last time.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, all other tour dates, comedianjoshwolf.com. The shows have been crazy. You know, people have been asking me too about the mushroom shows. Let me just make something very clear. I know a lot of people are like, well, a lot of people do mushrooms when they go on stage. No,
they don't.
They microdose.
Yeah.
Your boy does not microdose.
Oh, major.
I'm at 3 grams minimum a night.
Yep.
That is not a microdose. That is, this dude's barely keeping it together.
Correct.
But the shows are so fun and the Q&As are so bananas. And we've been bringing Sarah Lawrence around with us, who's been going out in the audience with a microphone for those shows. Guys, nobody is doing this.
Should we make Lee do it with his little legs this weekend?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Might be fun.
Might be fun.
So comedianjoshwolf.com for tickets and tour dates. I cannot emphasize enough how different and how much fun these shows are. Come out. Thank you all so much for the people who have been supporting us and coming out to the shows. Jacob Wolf, man.
Yeah.
Yo, it's hot as balls here.
I love it. I love it. I'm in my shorts. I'm already ready. I'm good to go.
Dude.
I love the weather, dude. Like sometimes, because it's 65 year round in my house, even in the winter. So it's always cold in my house. So when it's the summer and I get to just walk out and bake in my car like it's a toaster, it's awesome. I'll go windows up.
I wore shorts on my walk today.
Why?
I'm trying to tan up my legs a little bit before I get to Greece.
Nope, just go do a spray tan. You know that's not going to work.
I do think that my legs are impervious to color. I think they're going to be white or red.
What, you mean your legs are racist? Like what?
No, I think from the waist up, I can tan, and from the waist down, I think I'm Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Dude,
not in the dick area.
Your legs are scary.
I mean, look at the difference between the color in my arms and my legs.
Dude, your sweatpants and your legs are the same color.
It's kind of
like
crazy.
that from your sweatpant to your leg to your sock. That's all the same white to me.
Like, yeah, that is crazy.
Like you
right?
don't. That doesn't even look like. Are you wearing anything?
But if
right?
You do like it's like 2 different people.
No, it's awful.
Yeah.
Like
well, that's why I'm gonna go.
You're like translucent.
I know. That's why I'm gonna go.
Like I can see your hand through your calf. Like I don't even know how that works. How does that work?
Just lucky, I guess.
Yeah. I used to have stripes on my leg. So like I used to have like, obviously I'm always worn ankle socks kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
So when I ran track in high school and we were always out in the sun during spring, I would have a sock tan. You could still kind of see it. Like there's definitely a difference.
Yeah.
But I would be white here. The middle where my legs would show would be tan, and then above would be white. So I would have just like a stripe from my knee to my shin.
Funny.
On
Lightning
both of
McQueen, Achu. Isn't that what it? Achu?
Not even close.
It's not Achu.
Bless you, by the way.
What is it? It's not
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow. Yeah, it's not Achu.
Nope.
Like
So I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I always forget Owen Wilson plays Lightning McQueen.
he does.
Yeah. This is Owen Wilson.
Achu.
Ka-chow. Not even close.
By the way, everybody, I got to tell you about my Bear mattress. I sleep on so many different mattresses because I travel so much. And I can tell you on the road, I wake up sore. My body's sore. My neck hurts. My back hurts. I tossed and turned all night long. I cannot wait to get home to my Bear mattress. It's the first mattress I think I've ever slept on where I don't wake up sore. I don't have aches and pains. It's a great night's sleep. It doesn't there aren't parts of the mattress that like my body fits in. You know what I mean? Like there's a little mummy tomb there. It's the perfect mattress for me. And here's why it's the perfect mattress for me. Because Bear Mattress has you take basically a mattress quiz that matches up what exactly you are looking for in a mattress, what your needs are, what your wants are. You take this quiz, it'll send you the mattress specifically made for you and your wants and your needs. It also has this cooling mechanism. Yo, I sweat at night. I'm a sweater. You know, I for whatever reason, I get on a mattress and I'm like, I'm hot. This mattress keeps you cool, man. It keeps you cool. And scientifically, you sleep better when you're a little chilly. I don't know if you know this, but for sure, you sleep a little better. So not only are you comfortable, not only do you not wake up sore, but you're cool. And the best thing about this is the Bear Mattress will give you 120 days to sleep on your comfortable, cool-ass mattress. And if you don't like it, 119 days in, you could be like, nah, I'm sending it back. Now, don't do anything gross on the mattress. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like, ugh, and then send it back. You can't do that. But 120 days. But I'm going to tell you 2 nights in, you're going to be like, I'm not sending this back. I feel good. So here's what I'm going to offer you just for listening to this podcast. Go to bearmattress.com and use promo code HeyMan, all caps, 1A, HeyMan, for 40% off store-wide. 40% off, guys. That is a tariff buster. You know what I'm saying? 40% off? Stop it. Bearmattress.com. Promo code HeyMan, all caps, HEYMAN, 40% off. Guys, best mattress I've ever slept on, hands down. Go to bearmattress.com. Type in promo code HeyMan, HEYMAN, all caps, 40% off. Let me know what you think about your brand new, great mattress. Listen, dude, you sent me some stuff.
Oh, dude. So, okay.
That I think is so crazy.
We're going to talk about both of them, but first and foremost, because everyone's talking about it, have you seen the hand-drawn pictures that have come out of the Diddy case?
No.
So you know how every court has like a...
Yeah.
I don't know what their job is.
Sketch artist.
Sketch artist. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So the sketch artist, they released the sketch artist images from the Diddy case. And if I were to just show you these photos and not tell you where they were from, I probably could give you 20 guesses and you wouldn't be able to guess who it is.
Okay, so
Look at that.
that is who?
Diddy.
No.
That's supposed to be Diddy.
no.
That is Sean Combs.
Well, I did hear that he's all gray.
But what is happening with this? Why did the guys behind him just end up getting no eyes? Like,
Well, I think I don't want to blow past what that's supposed to be Diddy.
dude, yeah, he looks like if you mixed Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan from Rush Hour, that's who you would get.
Yeah.
But old Chris Tucker and old Jackie Chan. Like, this is not Rush Hour 1. This is Rush Hour 20.
No, that is wild.
This is a wild photo. Matt, show him the next one.
I can't believe that's Diddy.
Look at the next one.
What is Diddy?
That's Diddy again, just in a different light.
But that
guess.
looks like 2 separate people.
Dude, why are his
Who
teeth
the
so
fuck
big?
is behind him with the
Slender Man face or the fucking
no?
the
Why
Mickey Rourke from The Wrestler?
does Slender Man not get a face But
Yeah, what is Elton John doing at this hearing? This is prime Rocket Man Elton John right here. What is he doing? Time machine out of the 80s.
legit
In the Diddy case.
looks like 1980s Ric Flair.
Yeah. Woo! Diddy, you are guilty. And this guy just stands up and goes, woo!
But is this Diddy like? Is
Dude,
he?
these look like two different ages of Diddy. Like the first picture I showed you and this one are two different people.
But is this Diddy on the weight loss drug? Like what's on Monjaro?
Man, Ozempic?
Ozempic and on Monjaro, same thing.
Monjaro?
I think that's what it's called.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Ozempic. I got to tell you right now. I know your energy is low. Right now, last 2 days, I've had such crazy brain fog.
Oh.
So I'm having a hard time finding words right now, which is very frustrating for me because I know what I want to say and nothing's coming out. Like I was like, that person in the background looks like, and then nothing. Usually something will shoot to my brain.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating for me. Brain fog is like,
I feel that.
it honestly is my most, because it's what I like the most. It's what I like the most about myself is my brain. I like how quick it works. I like the creativity. I like the jokes. So when I have brain fog, like I do right now, it's frustrating to the point where sometimes I just want to stand up and throw my phone against fucking wall.
Well, your phone's already broken, so it would work.
It's not broken anymore.
Oh.
Why was it broken?
I thought you said you might have to get a new phone.
Yeah, it won't send attachments.
Oh, you
on
can't send
text.
pictures.
No. But yeah, dude, this does not look like Diddy at all.
Can you go back to that other
He
picture?
looks like a crackhead. And
Yeah.
why does he have dark hair and he has
Yeah, dude.
gray hair?
Have you seen that? Have you seen that movie Glass with James McAvoy
yeah, dude.
and
Samuel Jackson?
That's Samuel L. Jackson from Glass.
Let me ask you a couple questions
Like
about.
what?
Let me ask you a couple questions about this case. Have you been following it at all?
Here and there. I just know he's guilty.
It's so crazy to hear the details and the amount of people who were involved and for it to just be getting out now.
Yeah.
Here's what it tells you is how scared everybody was of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, the amount of people who were involved, the amount of people that had to know what was going on, and they were all so scared of this dude.
Yeah.
That is for years, dude. That to me shows how diabolical this guy must be.
Yeah.
Some of the stories that you hear about, like, not what was happening in the back room, but downstairs through a tunnel. Dude, there was like the way Cassie was explaining some of the places that she walked into was fucking Silence of the Lambs shit, dude.
Yeah.
Torture chamber,
That's
soundproof, in a dungeon, down the stairs, through a hallway, at the end of the 3 rooms, separate padded rooms, like crazy shit.
Where no one could hear a thing.
But it also shows you. Here's the thing: like, have you seen Britney Spears at all recently?
Yeah. Is she still dancing with knives?
No, dude. She was on a plane. She lit a cigarette on a plane.
She did?
Fucking.
Oh, Jesus.
But it just shows you, like, the idolation. Hey, everybody, and I'm including me in this. You don't know anybody unless you know them. Have you seen Amanda Bynes? A couple of the videos she put out recently?
Oh, recently? No, I know she's off her rocker.
Hey, everybody. It's like, the Free Britney, and when Amanda was like, whatever, and people were like, we're behind you. Guys, you don't know these people. You don't know them. And look, man, maybe Britney's dad, maybe the conservatorship was a little too tight, but you think she's better off right now? I mean, the talk is that she's blowing through all her cash.
I bet she is.
Point being, like, and it's the same thing when people come to the defense of like Michael Jackson, or you don't know any of these people, man. You don't know them. You like their art.
Yeah.
Separate that shit. This guy, to hear, like, for years, nobody knew who this motherfucker was. Bill Cosby did. Everybody thought he was this pillar in the black community. And he did great things for education.
I mean, he was a pillar.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But
so,
he did great things for education. And it turns out he was just a fucking rapist. Right?
Facts.
You don't know anybody. So, like, before you jump to the defense of these celebrities or people who put out whatever personality
Yeah.
they want you to consume.
Yeah.
This dude, that story about Kid Cudi.
Oh, dude. About Diddy
fucking
breaking into his
crazy.
house and unwrapping all their Christmas presents is, by the way, I couldn't think of something that is more disturbing and petty at the same time. I don't know why he did it, but to go in and unwrap a whole family's worth of Christmas presents
Creepy.
is diabolical.
Honestly,
Diabolical.
that
And
would
then
frighten me.
if I woke up in the morning and I checked and I figured out that somebody had come into the house and unwrapped all their presents and then just left.
Dude, it didn't even say he destroyed them or
No, he
broke
just
them.
unwrapped them
And then he just put the dog in the bathroom.
and he just left.
Bananas.
Super weird. Super weird. And also torching his car with a Molotov cocktail
Yeah.
but that's, I don't know, attempted murder.
Well, he
and-
wasn't in the car. so
Okay,
it's
then
not
a great
attempted.
vandalism of property, destruction of private,
Yeah,
personal property. Like
It's
a whole-
it sounds like he's done worse than
but a
that shit.
Molotov cocktail for me is so medieval. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but a Molotov cocktail like is so. It gives such a medieval feeling for me. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I don't care who's in there. I'm gonna burn this whole thing to the floor with no remorse for any human life.
well, there was nobody in the car.
I'm just saying, in general, Molotov cocktails, dog. Listen to
okay.
the sentence
Okay.
that is coming out of my mouth.
Well, I don't know that just starting a fire in a Molotov cocktail, there's a whole lot of differentiate.
But dude, for me, there is starting a fire in a spot, you can light something on fire, right? But a Molotov cocktail filled with alcohol, when you throw it, it explodes. It has alcohol in it. It explodes in different directions with glass, and it just feels medieval to me.
Yeah,
It feels a
definitely
little
does.
more medieval than just going,
Is that your noise?
no, yeah, that's a lighter. My noise is way better.
Your noise is better. That's what okay.
I mean, I couldn't think of a more autistic clip for you and me. So
Wait a second, wait a second, wait a
us
second.
making noises.
Wait a second. You think your lighter is better than my can opening?
Yeah.
Go. Dude. That sounds like somebody wiping their dick on the curtain. What a very
No, it doesn't.
specific. That's not a dick on a curtain.
I didn't know. I'm saying no, it doesn't to you, dingus.
Oh, but you telling me
Nope. Nope. Nope.
I
I didn't say it,
you wanted to.
but I didn't.
All right. Tell me something. In your lifetime.
This picture's hilarious.
And
I
you-
can't not look at it and laugh. Like,
By the way, whoever's drawing does not know where ears go on the head.
no, but dude, also whoever's
But-
drawing, why is it that the two different pictures look like two different people?
But-
Are there multiple sketch artists?
For sure. But why does everybody only get one ear? And why are they so low on the head? Like this dude's ear is straight up
On his
growing out
neck.
of the back of his neck.
Yeah, facts.
If you
It
had,
also kind of looks like she left the gap where his ear should be further up on the head next to
Yeah.
his eye, but
Yeah.
then just decided to go lower.
maybe I don't know why we're saying she, but maybe the artist just forgot the ear and they're like, shit, I got to put an ear in here.
But on everybody like
No.
that one too looks like they just put it there.
that one looks like looks like the blue shirt guy who was beamed down from Star Trek. He's got a Star Trek symbol on.
Dude, it looks like she tried to draw like an AI NPC, or not he, sorry, they, or sorry, my fault.
I'm super curious why you assume this.
I feel like women are better artists than men when it comes to drawing and painting. That's just what my assumption always has been
Interesting.
growing up. Because like if I look at me and Iman, she's so much more artistic than me. I look growing up in my art classes,
Yeah.
the girls were always the better artists than the guys.
But you know that I'm an excellent
You
artist.
might be the worst artist I've ever met in my entire life.
Wow.
Not counting comedy as art. Physical drawing,
Wow.
you know those drawings on the walls at Harry Reid Airport when we get off the tram and it's made by all those elementary school students?
Yeah.
Yours are worse than that. Like I don't even think your drawings would make the cut with the fourth graders.
I don't disagree, except when you interpret my art.
It's, you know what I interpret it as? Terrible. That's what I interpret it as awful. Why is this person drawing? They should put a pencil down. Never pick up a pencil again.
Oh, dude, who's drawing with pencil?
That's how you're supposed to draw. Maybe that's why you're terrible.
Nobody draws with pencil. Who draws with pencil? That's not pencil.
They're professional. They know how to draw
That's
without
professional.
more professional than you.
You don't think I could do that?
No. And that's pretty bad.
Which part do you think I would have the best?
The
chance
wall
of
in the
doing?
background. The wall in the background. Or
Which one?
just the squiggles on his jacket right here. I think you could do those
You
scraggly
don't think
lines.
I could do Slender Man bald with the ear on the
I
neck?
think maybe you could do the ear. I don't think you could do anything else.
I think do that
you could-
potato
I
head.
think you could do these lines on the wall in the back and maybe color the background.
Hey, straight up fuck off. But I could do that dude's potato head.
Dude, I feel like this was supposed to be a nose, and then their left hand went across it and went smudge.
It does look like I could do one eye closed, which that is. No eye on the other side. 2 eyebrows and just the ear by the neck. That's easy for me.
Should we get a piece of paper and a pen right now?
Yeah. I think I could do that right now. Okay, so we have a notepad and a pen. But so let's just be clear. I don't have all the colors, but I'm just gonna draw that dude's head. What do you want me to draw?
You said that you could draw the Mr. Potato Head, the
Yeah.
one ear, the
Yeah.
2 eyebrows, and the eyes, and the handlebar mustache.
Yes.
Go.
Okay, well, I'll go as we're talking, but that is so easy.
There's just no way you're gonna be able. Here's the thing, like I can't speak because I can't draw. I'm not good at it, so I know I couldn't even do this. So whoa,
That's pretty close.
Looks like a thumb.
That's what his head looks like.
It is kind of true. His head does kind of look like a thumb. So I mean, you're doing great so far. I'm really excited to see where this goes, though. But while he's trying to figure that out,
Listen, dude, I really think I'm about to nail this.
I don't think you are.
Oh yeah, he's got a square jaw on this side,
Oh yeah, is that square to you?
and he comes down. Yeah, dude, that's not it. Don't worry, I'm gonna fill it in. That's his jawline right there.
No, okay, gotcha. It's a lot of lines for one jawline.
Well, and then the ear jets out from here. Jacob, I think. By the way, did I?
Dude, look at the. Why? What is that?
That's what his ear looks like. You telling me his ear doesn't look like that?
No.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It sure the fuck does.
No, it doesn't.
Come on, he's just got dark. He's got colors. Color. What was your? If you could pick one thing that you could draw the best, what would it be?
One thing I could be good at drawing.
One thing that you do draw the best.
Oh, I don't draw anything good. That's the thing. Is like I'm not good. I stick figure. I can draw a stick figure really good. That's it. That's it.
I was gonna ask you, in your lifetime, is this Diddy trial? Is he the biggest celebrity for you that's been up on trial?
I mean, I think so. I mean, like for this something like this. I mean, OJ wasn't my time.
No.
R. Kelly was kind of my time, but Diddy's way bigger than R. Kelly is.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, can't really think of anything else that has been as big as this. I mean, we've had a bunch of rappers go on trial. Like Young Thug was a real big one for like my generation.
Right.
On that RICO case. But I think in the severity of things and things we didn't know, I think Diddy's is for sure the biggest one to come out.
Are there people, because dude, it turns out that Ashton Kutcher
Is a dick.
Well, listen, man, when he came out and preemptively said Diddy's going to say some shit about me,
Sketch.
and also wrote a letter for Danny Masterson, and when you read and you talk about Demi Moore talking about Ashton, so she was sober, and then Ashton Kutcher was like, I want to go to these Diddy parties and I want you to get fucked up with me. And, I think from what I read, talked her into not at Diddy parties, but talked her into like threesomes and all this shit. And, but basically was like, fuck your sobriety. I want you to get fucked up and have weird sex with me.
Interesting.
It turns out, dude, we're talking about people because he was this lovable, goofy dude. It turns out he may be one of the biggest scumbags of them all, dude.
Well, we also do know that like, also like
without
when
the smudge of the chalk, it's hard for me to do the nose.
Without the smudge of the chalk.
Well, that's chalk. So
Yeah,
he smudges it,
it's like a pastel.
but it's chalk that you can smudge.
I don't think it's chalk. I think it's pastels. I don't think it's like chalk, like the street chalk, like a
No, but
one
like,
you put on a chalk.
but like pastels are like chalk though, because you can move them around.
Yeah, but they're such a different texture than chalk. So I'm trying to. There's a difference between chalk and pastel. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I'm trying to clarify.
Thank you. So tell me,
Dick on.
Dick on.
Yeah, it's a name. It's a character name from Game of Thrones.
Dick on.
Dick on.
Oh yeah.
Dick on and Rick on.
Yeah. Dick on.
Yeah. Dick on and Rick on. Yeah, that's 100%. I use that name on a daily basis.
Is it? Do you think it's crazy that this dude, if he goes to jail, right? What happens? And I don't know, but like, oh, that might be spaced out a little too much. Well, that's pretty spaced out. See, there's no. What's that part up on his cheek? The black.
That's right next to the mustache. I feel like that's supposed to be his cheekbone.
But it went up so high.
Yeah, then there's no mouth on him either.
Yeah. But that's why I think I can.
I feel like the other guy would have been easier to draw because he had more outstanding features.
But that's why this one's easy.
No, I feel like that's why this one's harder.
Because this is really what we're talking about.
All right, reveal. I mean, dude, it looks like a baseball glove with a face on it.
I mean, I can't do all the shading, you know? Hold on, let me shade a little bit.
I don't think you're going to make it any better.
Well, I don't have all the right colors, you know? My palette.
Your palette of pastels is not there.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not making it. You made it worse, I think.
Look at that. That's basically what he looks like.
No.
Matt, we'll side by side it.
Yeah, I don't think it's close.
I mean, without the I can give him a little, you know.
What are you doing?
I'm giving him a little face.
What did you even do?
Well, he has scribbles on there.
Maybe try to draw his neck a little bit. It might help you out. I can see it as a head because right now it just looks like a glove with a face painted on it.
Okay. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, maybe the best thing I've ever drawn.
There's no way. If this is the best thing you've ever drawn, this is a bummer. Yeah, it looks awful.
There's no mouth. He's got no mouth. There's no mouth. So it just looks like a giant open hole in his face.
Yeah, but that one looks like a person. This one doesn't.
Well, I just have a blue pen. I can't really. And I'm trying to just match no open eyes, only one eye, no mouth, no nose, an ear that looks like a thumb. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to draw, but I think that's pretty spot on.
No.
I mean, what if I shaded? Because he's got a little shade there.
Doesn't help. I don't even know what you shaded.
That's the subtlety of it, dude.
No, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
But also, I'm not saying that's good in the first place either. So it could be really good.
You're on.
I'm up?
Yeah. Who you want to draw?
I'm drawing the other guy.
You are?
Yeah.
I will say, I think that this Diddy case, because here's the thing, OJ was really the first of his kind. So it was so everywhere all the time. And I mean, maybe I'm not on the right channels, but this Diddy case doesn't seem to be getting the nonstop news coverage. Am I not looking in the right place? Like, do you see it all the time?
No, not really. I just get it like funneled to me on social media. So I'm not seeing it like on like TV. I'm just seeing like bits of it on social media.
Let's make a prediction right now about what happens. You think he goes to jail?
Yeah. I don't really see where the question is on whether or not he should be.
No, that's not what I said.
Do I think he goes to jail? Yeah, absolutely.
You think he sees jail time?
I think so, 100%.
I'm so fascinated when you're talking about people with this much money, because usually people with this much money just find a way not to do jail time, you know?
True.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bernie Madoff is the one exception to that, but I'm curious to see, because OJ was really divided over racial lines, right? And I'm curious to see if that'll happen with him also.
With Diddy?
Yeah. Who are you drawing?
The guy on the right.
Honestly, dude, yours is exponentially worse than mine.
Are you out of your mind?
Yours is so much worse than mine. Are you kidding? I can't wait for people to see it.
Dude, you're insane.
Yeah. I see that neither one of us picked to draw the black guy.
All three of them are black guys. Thanks for playing.
I don't think the guy you're drawing is
That guy's a black guy?
the guy in the background with the straight hair and the mustache.
What straight hair?
The guy, you think those two those are Hispanic dudes?
Okay.
You think they're black?
I
Kind of black?
think you could be kind of black. Half black's kind of black.
Okay.
But also, I'm not want to speak on that because I'm a white guy, so don't quote me on that. But like, I don't know.
I go Mexican, is what I go. I go Mexican. But this is to me the biggest, without a doubt, the biggest celebrity trial. Just with the amount of influence this guy has, the money that he has, but to hear people come out, and do you think, well, let's speculate now because we're just speculating, but do you think that Justin Bieber will have to he'll have to testify? Do you think things will come out about shit that this dude did to Bieber? Do you think he did shit to Bieber? Like, where do you think that's one of the reasons Bieber has been a little fucked up, or that's just his upbringing?
I think a little bit of both, in all honesty. Like, I truthfully, like, when you grow up, you look at Disney Channel stars, right? You look at all the kids that started when they were 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, and then kept staying in Disney and grew up what they grew up to be. Like, that kind of fame and money at that young of an age, I can only imagine before I was a teenager, if I had that amount of fame, and then I was 16, 17, 18, and still had that amount of fame, and at 18 got all the money that I made when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and with shit like this happening that we don't know behind the scenes and what they're getting invited to and who they're talking to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just...
But this behind the scenes stuff fuels all of the conspiracy theories about Hollywood and all that shit. And I would just say, does weird things happen in Hollywood? Yeah. And everywhere. And everywhere. Are there pedophiles in Hollywood? Yeah. And don't send your kids to church. Do you know what I mean? So like, there's bad people and weird people everywhere. But I told you this before the podcast. Why does his nose straight up looks like a dick?
Oh, it doesn't?
That looks like a dick nose.
Okay. It's fine.
But one thing I think is adding to the credibility of conspiracy theorists, I was telling you this earlier, is that, like, because I don't listen to a lot of Rogan shows, but I saw some clips of Aaron Rodgers. And this dude, you know what makes conspiracy theorists now feel more credible? Is they're not these crazy, loony, aluminum tinfoil hat dudes. It's like Aaron Rodgers is a well-spoken, seemingly intelligent dude, not controlled by his emotions. So when he talks, he's sounds like a credible person. So a lot of that's the thing I think was happening with these conspiracy theories, is that they are coming across differently now, and they can spew, and I'm air quoting for people who are listening, facts, because you can find facts to back up whatever conspiracy theory you want to have on the internet. So they sound well researched, and they may well be. So that's why, like, it's very confusing, but like a trial like this people will use. Okay.
What I did.
Honestly.
Dude, hold on. I'm looking at yours right now. This one compared to that one.
I feel like mine had less features. You had a nose to draw.
Yeah, I went features. I
didn't have any features.
That's your fault. I think I did all right.
Dude, that looks like Mexican Hitler. That's not terrible.
I think I did okay.
Yeah, that's Vámonos Hitler. Arriba!
This is Vamos a la Poland.
What does my guy look like?
A glove. Yours looks like a glove.
Look, dude, I don't have any.
That guy somehow looks like more of a person than yours does.
But he had the chalk.
The chalk. Yeah, I think we're gonna put them both up. I think I won this one.
Hey, listen, by the way,
this, just so we know, this is Josh's, this is my dad's, this is Josh Wolf's, and this is mine. And we'll put side-by-side pictures up, but I think we don't need side-by-side pictures because one doesn't look like a person and one kind of looks like
people watching right now. please leave a comment. And if you want, Jacob and I will sign those and send them out to you. Okay. So leave a funny comment about either one. You know what I mean? Leave a funny comment about either one, and we'll pick the comment we like the most. And
I mean,
what?
It does kind of look like there's just a big dick entering frame for your ear.
It does kind of look like a penis and a vagina.
Yeah. It definitely looks like he's getting face fucked, literally.
But that's what he.
It is not what he looks like on screen.
But there's no.
Your fault. You didn't choose the dude with features. I chose the guy with definitive lines and also a really weird shaped head.
Well, let me just get into my pet peeve real quick.
No, dude, I have to show you this video. We have to talk about this video.
Okay, go.
I came across this video on TikTok, and it is, without a doubt, one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I'm not even going to explain what it is. We're just going to watch it. It's a cheerleading routine. That's it. I don't know when this video is from. I don't know what year it's from. But God damn it, this is hilarious.
What year? How do we find out what year it is from?
I don't know. It was posted on TikTok. So
this is crazy. And the fact that everyone's filming this.
This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Go ahead and play. You turn it up.
No, those are the two airplanes
from 9/11
flying into cheerleader towers. Oh my God.
With George Bush in the background.
Who decided this was a good idea?
Look at, she's the plane. She's the second plane.
Hey, by the way, dude,
watch her hit it. She explodes, everyone falls, and then the tower falls.
What's this one?
And this is supposed to be her hitting the Pentagon. And then, that was just the one that landed in the field, I think.
The people in the audience must have been like, what the fuck? That is, guys, honestly, like when you somebody had to come up with that idea and they were like, hear me out.
So yeah, somebody thought it was a good idea.
Somebody was like, let's do like a peppy. And they're like, no, hear me out. I'll be a plane. What? No. Let me finish. I'll be a plane.
Oh my God.
You build a cheerleader tower. We will honor our fallen heroes. I will fly into the tower.
And then someone from the background is be like, I want to plane to the plane that hits the Pentagon. like what?
I honestly, if I was there,
I would have been crying laughing.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I would have been crying laughing. If I had seen that in person.
I agree.
I would have been rolling on the floor with the rest of the girls who were imitating planes.
Dude,
the last one of the girl where she does that little flip, you're like, what is she doing? And I go, she's the plane that hit the Pentagon. Like, dude. And then the last random girl who just happens to be the plane that landed in the middle of a field. Dude, it not landed, crashed. But
honestly, dude,
the whole thing is so good.
What did they do the year after? Reenact Columbine?
I guess. Just pick up a small child and just have her just do this with one of the small girls on the team and use her as a gun
to honor the people in Ukraine, and they just throw cheerleaders like they're grenades and shit. Like, what are we? That seems like not the place to,
dude, but also seems like the only place you could do a 9/11 tribute and people will be like, yeah, that's nice.
Nice?
Because they're kids. Those are children. Like, that's why, but like, you can get mad at the coaches because that's for sure the coach's idea. Like, none of the girls are coming up with that.
No, I disagree.
What do you mean? You think the girls are coming up with, hey, let's...
One of the people on the squad was like, you know what we should do? Oh my God. Okay, you know what we should do? Oh my God. Okay. You know, it'd be so nice to do for the first responders and the people in New York. Oh my God. Let's reenact. Oh my God, I'll be a plane. Oh my God.
But I need to find out when this video was filmed. I need to know what year this was put out, because if it's any year other than 2002, it seems like it's in poor taste.
It's crazy.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like any other year other than the following year, September 11th, is in poor taste. However, whatever year it was, I fucking loved it. It was great.
I think it's in poor taste. To me, it would have to be 20 years later, and then we're okay. And there's no way it was 2002 because the phones that were filming.
Oh yeah, fair. So it has
feels
to be
pretty recent.
Yeah. So that makes me laugh. I really enjoyed that video. That video makes me giggle a whole bunch.
Oh my god.
And the amount of joy that video brings me is
I'm
beyond
gonna have
me.
to look at the video just for the comment section.
Dude, let's do it right now. I sent him the TikTok. Let's go to the
Sometimes the comment sections on these things are
Dude,
better
can
than
I tell you
videos.
one thing? Half the reason I have TikTok is the comment sections. The comments are the best. Sir, they just backhand sprung into the Pentagon. This comment right here. Cartwheel, terrible sadness. Cartwheel.
Terrible sadness as someone does multiple backflips.
Yeah. I'm crying at the girl tumbling into the Pentagon. They hit the Pentagon. Cartwheel.
Yeah,
cartwheel.
that is bananas.
This is giving the play in Bug's Life when the kid bugs reenacted the grasshoppers ruining their lives.
By the way, dude, it's
The $2 smoke. Yeah, did you see the smoke machine filling the room? That was a great fucking touch. Also, dude, George Bush in the background, I think might be my favorite part. I don't understand, dude. They had to practice. They had to practice the week leading up to this performance.
Look at the next one,
sir. There's been a second cheerleader.
The Pentagon having 4 people is absolutely frying me.
Yeah. But we had not forgotten, but they wanted to make sure.
Yeah, dude, this is amazing.
Dude, yeah, they couldn't get 5 people to make up the Pentagon. Yeah, dude, I would have been absolutely kicked out of this assembly because I would not be able to stop laughing.
I am blown away, dude.
Sir, they just hit the second stunt.
The backhand spring, dude, into the Pentagon. Truly the best one.
This should have been on Glee. It's a crazy comment. No way! That is so fucking funny.
Sir, my name is Emily, and I'm the second plane.
Holy shit!
Oh, God. Yeah, it really does feel like a sketch.
But dude, it's so real. Oh my God. We got cheerleading for 9/11 before GTA 6.
This is kind of crazy.
Oh my God, dude. I can't. I can't.
That's so funny. This shouldn't have Pentagon been 5 people. Yeah, it feels like a weird place to get.
Do you think they auditioned for parts?
Who wants to be the plane?
Yeah, like how did they decide who the plane was and who was part of the Pentagon? Art is meant to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
This is so funny to me, bro.
Everybody is saying I would have been dying laughing.
Yeah, what in the dance moms?
Yeah.
A great comment too.
This is like it is so crazy that it's hard to realize and believe that they were being serious.
Dude, 100% this oh God, this is unpopular opinion, but I think this was a great idea. They were ahead of their time for comedy. I would
Okay.
God,
Super
it's so me if I was a cheer coach is hilarious.
Okay. Dude, I will say that this was high, like it's high level comedy.
Dude, it is. I can't begin to explain how much I love this video. It is truthfully something that gives me.
I want to be a plane. You're part of the tower. No, I want to be a plane.
No, you're the plane that cartwheels into the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
like,
boy,
dude.
So
the
good.
Pentagon, a square, not a pentagon, is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so good, so good.
Yeah.
But I do want to say something before we go any further with this.
Okay, we're good. Thank you. Holy shit, that was so funny.
Dude, something happened to me this week.
Oh my God.
That I think I told you about. I was having a day. Everybody has a day. I was having a day. And out of nowhere, in my DMs, I get a message from Gary V's account.
Right, the Gary V.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's take a look at what this is. And it just said, because we had corresponded one other time before. I wasn't sure if it was him then either.
Yeah.
I just said, hey, it just said, hey, checking in on you. I hope everything's going well. And I sent a DM back that said, look, even if this isn't you, which I'm assuming it isn't, to get a DM from your account and a personal one, really goes a long way in explaining why you are where you're at. And it was so bananas to get it on a day where I was like, where everybody has ups and downs. It was a down day.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you believe in the universe and energy and all that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, what a crazy day to get this. And I even said something like, so thank you so much for sending this. This really came on a good day. Even if this isn't you. And then I get a video. I'm going to show you. Have you seen the video? Did I show it to you?
No, you didn't show me the video.
Dude, it's me. It's always me.
That's awesome.
And I sent back another example of why you are exactly where you are, dude. Taking time to do that. And I will say, the skeptic in me was like, well, he made that video and his assistant sends it out. Because everybody sends back, this isn't really Gary.
Right.
But even if all that is true, and he sent me back a couple of the DMs, even if that isn't true, the fact that he makes sure, if it is him, I'm fucking crazy. But if it isn't him, that he makes sure that his people go through and he knows the effect it's going to have on people. So cool. Like, is there somebody, have you gotten a DM from somebody where you're like, whoa?
Well, I mean, there have been recent DMs I've gotten. It's from really big accounts, but it's their social media team combing through it and messaging people and then being like, I can make a video for you, but you have to pay me for it. So like the first one of those, Antonio Brown, like AB was actually in my DMs from his actual account, and his team responded at least. And he was like, if you want me to make a video shouting you out, just let me know. And I was like, no, I'm good. Appreciate you though. Like, and then there was another one. There was a rapper named Yellow Breezy, I think. Breezy was the same thing was in my DMs.
Dude, you know what's crazy?
Nothing like
about GaryVee, and this is what I think makes him amazing. To me, he's the Steph Curry of motivation.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is one of the things that makes Steph and why he's popular is he doesn't look like a LeBron. He doesn't look superhuman. He isn't like, you're like, well, I could never do that. I'm not 6'9", 270, run like a, like
beast.
The wind, jump, strong. Steph Curry on television looks like me and you.
Yeah, but he's 6'3". He's a big guy.
It just said.
No, I'm just saying, but like,
so I'm just, okay, so let me just finish before you go ahead and shit on it.
Wasn't a shit on. I'm speaking for the illusion of TV. That's what I'm saying. Like
that's what I'm saying. On TV, he looks like just me and you, of running around with just a bunch of superhumans, and it makes it super relatable that a guy with no muscle tone and can't jump out of the gym, isn't running past everybody. It's just, you're like, this dude put a lot of work in, and it's relatable. GaryVee looks like a dude who, is working in the halal truck. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And when he speaks, when you see his videos, he's not using crazy hyperbole. He's not Tony Robbins. He's speaking in a very everyman way about why you can be successful. And that's why I think that's the fucking secret of his sauce. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that makes him like, it's so relatable, and people are like, well, this fucking guy's firing me up. He talks to me like my buddy Gary talks to me,
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think he's just great. Do you watch any of his videos?
Nope. I'm really like, I'm not against what those guys do and those motivational stuff. Do whatever you need to do. Like if that's your cup of tea, fucking great. But GaryVee, David Goggins, all that shit, I could not give less of a shit about.
So Goggins to me is the opposite of GaryVee. And I don't like the message. Fuck it, fuck you, get your shit together. That for me, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah. But I mean, and at least the clips that I've seen with GaryVee, V doesn't speak the same way as Goggins does. No. But he is very much like he still speaks like with no filter, which I do kind of like about him. But I really could give
What is it about those guys that you don't?
I just think not everybody is built that way. I think that it's another one of those, how like there's a what it looks like is a standard for women nowadays in the world, right? Where you have to look like this, or you have to look like this, or be like this. I think it's the same way for like the motivational thing is the same way, kind of like jump guys, like like you have.
I don't know.
Like you have to like
all what you're saying.
Like you have to have this some sort of like this sort of mindset and this sort of path, and you have to do this and you have to do this in order to be successful. I just don't think that there's a cut clear path that you can be successful in a bunch of different ways. And the motivational shit I think is semi annoying.
Well, I don't understand the argument, if I'm being honest.
It's fine.
I don't think the motivational stuff is telling you that there's only one path to success. It's more of just mindset stuff. It's not telling you how to do your business. It's more just like, it's going to be a lot easier. There have been people who hate themselves and are very negative, who are very successful. But I think what there is like, if you can get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's basically the message. Just do it. Stop talking about it. Just do it. Get out of your own way. Just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. But there's a lot of other people. I think a lot of the people online who are trying to do that motivational stuff, like when Ashton Hall was like, "This is my morning routine," and like that's how
it was Ashton Hall,
the guy who got up at 3 a.m. The whole bullshit, right? And people are like, "This is what it takes to become successful. This is what it takes. Like, do this. Like, you have to do this. You have to meditate. You have to be one with God. You have to get up early. You have to do this." Like, I just don't believe in all that shit. Like, for me, for some people, does that work? Sure. But like for the rest of us, I think it's a little kind of woo-woo shit. Which, like, I don't have to get up you tell me in order to be successful, to become a millionaire, I got to get up at 3 a.m. every day. I got to meditate. I got to be one with God. I got to get a 2.5 hour workout in. I have to wash my face in lemon water. Like,
no, but that was performative, dude.
I get it was supposed to be performative.
Yeah, that's performative.
But it's still my thing of it's on social media of setting up a certain way and dynamic that people are supposed to be in order to get to a certain point.
Right.
And I think that's woo-woo shit. And
but this is the difference between that guy and somebody like GaryVee. GaryVee isn't saying get up, get the sunlight in your eyes, put your face in a bowl of cold water. He's just saying stop talking and do it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It feels less woo-woo.
GaryVee is probably a little less woo-woo, but yeah, I just like, the motivational speakers are, yeah.
What about self-help type stuff?
Define self-help. Like, what do you mean? Like watching people who are like, you matter and don't give up on yourself, like that kind of shit?
Well, like the idea that like, because I do believe it's, if you're asking me what's more important, always being positive or getting all the negative talk out of your head, I would say it's getting all the negative talk out of your head.
Okay.
But that feels like little things that you can do for yourself. To me, that's not, everybody's different. That's universal. The less you can say negative in your own head, the less you can get rid of the negative, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I would also say though, like the just do it stuff. And maybe this is part of why, or I'm probably the demographic of people that he's yelling at of just get up, don't make excuses, just stop talking. Yeah, I would say that it's so much easier said than done.
Is it?
Isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
Is it?
Because you don't know where people's headspaces are at. You don't know where people are at with like mental health. Like sometimes doing it is so much easier said than done. That's why if it was so easy to just get up and do it, would GaryVee have a fucking job?
Yeah, but I think his point is this. It's just as easy to do it as to not do it. You're making a choice one way or the other. So why not make the choice that is better for you?
Because maybe in your past and who you are, based on your life or past trauma, you've been conditioned to pick this route than the other. And it's harder to get. It's, again, so much easier said than done to just do it than to do what you're already conditioned to do.
Yes. So that's what habits are. And the way it was explained to me is like, if you consider habits like a groove, right? Where water goes down. In order to get the water to go down a different groove, you have to, right?
Right.
So change is not easy in general,
Mhm.
right? But it is just choices. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
It is just choices. And so I hear what you're saying. I don't agree. I just think, because I think easy isn't the right word, comfortable. People are comfortable in what they know, even if what they know isn't good for them.
We're creatures of habit, of course.
So even if, if you want what's best for yourself, I just don't understand not making a different choice.
Yeah, that is what I think those people who are not making those choices, and I think me included, I think would fall under the mental health category of, it's just fucking hard. Like, it's not as easy as just getting up and fucking doing it, or just not wired as easy as other people are to flip mentalities like that. And I feel like that's a lot of my generation as well. Like,
I think a lot of that is, there's a lot of depression and anxiety that comes from the phone.
Because there's a lot of standards that are set for my generation. And for everybody, there are a lot of standards that are set in today's society that are unreachable standards unless you have X amount of money or X amount of publicity.
Yes, if that's what you want. But what is a good choice for you, if you want to feel better about yourself, is don't scroll all day. Don't look at other people's lives. Live yours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Some people don't have the ability to live life the way they want to live life. I
think I don't buy that excuse at all. I wouldn't say don't have the ability. Those are a lot of choices and a lot of excuses, and you decide to stay where you are because it's easier, and it's easier not to make a change in your life. But to say that you can't do it listen, dude, the choice to not go to McDonald's or go to McDonald's is a choice, right?
Sure.
One is good for you, one is bad for you.
Sure.
The choice to do something for your career as opposed to scroll on your phone is a choice. One is not easier. One is not, it may take a little more effort to post something for your career or to make something creative for your career. But it's not like it's like one is I got to sit on the couch and one is I have to figure out how to bungee off of a bridge. These are just life decisions. This isn't like, and I think, and this is just my opinion, man, I think people make excuses for themselves. It's just hard. It's not that. And aren't you worth, even if it was hard, aren't you worth the effort?
Yeah, but what if there's some people that are in positions that they physically can't? What about the?
Well, this is two different things.
Still, like, people who want to do it.
Give me an example.
Let's just say, single parent, single parent, kid, 2 kids, whatever, are in school during the day. They're working 2 jobs to feed the family. The only food that those kids get, they're looking for their next meal, is at that public school that they go to, right? Like, there's a lot of kids, a lot of parents that rely on public school to feed their kids because they don't know where that next meal is coming from.
Okay, I was one of those parents.
Great.
Okay.
That's some parents don't have the ability or have the access or have the resources. You were able to go chase your dream a little bit because you had resources and people who were able to help you out. Some people just don't have those resources. They have to work those 2 jobs to, barely pay rent and feed their kids. They can't go chase their dream. There's just certain life choices they can't make for themselves to better themselves because they have other things that are on their plate in front of them. Like, this parent's kids.
Yes.
Is your first priority.
Yeah. That was too vague for me to give you like a rebuttal, except there's always something that you can do to push the ball forward. It may not happen as quickly or you may not be able to do as much as you want to do in those situations. I wanted to be out and do 4 sets a night. I could do 1. I had enough where Joey would watch because he wanted to do his sets, or Jonathan would watch because he had something to do. But I figured out how to do 1. I couldn't do all. There's some nights I couldn't do sets, so I sat home and wrote. Yo, if you want to be an artist or whatever, there's so many different outlets when your kids go to sleep. You can Etsy and you can make videos. Like, so I think that may be more difficult and they may not be able to do it in the volume, but you're putting up, most of the times, people are putting up roadblocks for themselves. I can't do this. Yes, you can. It's hard. Okay. But it's not that much harder than what you're currently doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I would also just think some people just don't, like, physically do not have facilities or necessities or, you know, actual physical things to be able to pursue some things. I feel like there are just some things that are just completely out of reach for some people because of their certain situation.
I don't buy that.
Okay.
I mean, listen, if you're in Gaza, yeah, I buy it. If you're in America, and listen, dude, there are people living in dire straits here in America. And so obviously there's nothing that's 100%. There's nothing. And obviously there's some people who just are in incredibly difficult situations. But you also hear stories about people in those situations coming out of them.
Yeah, but it's not a story you hear very often. Like it's not like a story that's in abundance.
Well, I mean, huge success stories aren't in abundance anyways. Right? Yeah. But a lot of that is because people put their own roadblocks up. And I just don't, you know, when you say that, man, it worries me a little bit just because you're making excuses for failure. Not you and your life, people in general. They're making excuses. Life's too hard. I couldn't do it. Other people have more advantages. This is true for everybody. There's always somebody else who's in a better situation. Mm-hmm. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do what you want to do. But I hear what you're saying, man. But I do think that it's just as easy to choose to do it as it is to choose not to do it.
Okay.
You don't believe that?
We're going to disagree on this. For sure.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
Nope. That's the end.
Well, because they're both choices.
Sure.
Yeah, they're both choices.
Sure. Sometimes you only have the ability to make one of those choices.
But you haven't given me any specific examples, so it's hard for me to really...
Well, it's hard for me to give a specific example when I am not the one that's living through it. There are people who go through immense poverty in this country and just, you know, are barely making it by. We were those people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But there are people who are even are worse off than we were.
Yes.
And there are just certain things that are not possible in that state. And that's the point I'm trying to get across. That's it. That's all. I'm just saying, like, you're like, there's a choice. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes sometimes there is. Like, on paper, there is a choice, but sometimes you literally are only able to make one of those choices.
Yeah, but you're also, I don't want you to misunderstand. I'm not saying that everybody who tries is going to be successful.
I'm not.
Right. But what I am saying is it's a choice not to try. It is. I can tell you from somebody who had zero resources and made $1,000 a week. And you know what I did? Do you know what I did, dude? I sat in my room when you guys went to sleep and I wrote probably from 11 to 2 or 3 in the morning every night. And I wrote that one-man show that I had to put up with no money. So there was no, like, the stage was as barren as it could be. And I remember I saved up money just to make flyers. And I got a TV deal out of it. But, dude, it was arduous. It was so difficult.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I was, like I said, I was making $1,000. We were all living in one room, dude.
Yeah.
We lived in one room. I had you all day, right? Because I couldn't afford daycare. Kids went to school. We'd go home, pick them up. Like, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
But there were hours where I could do some shit for myself.
Yeah. but also because of the path that you want, we're going to wrap this up here pretty soon, but in the path that you chose because you wanted to be a comic. There was because it is kind of like an independent job. You're freelancing to start off, really. You're betting on yourself. You had that ability to do certain things to pursue the choice you wanted. Not everybody wants to be a comic or a writer or shit like that.
Yep.
So there are certain jobs where you legit need to go to school for it.
Yep.
But you can't. One, you can't afford it. Two, you don't have the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are just choices that you can't make. It's just a fact. It's just a fucking fact. There are certain choices you cannot make because you are not in the position to make that choice. That's just facts. We're gonna go in circles, dude. We can't stay on this subject.
Yeah.
You and I will literally go back and forth.
Yeah.
My point is there are some choices you physically are not able to make.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Tell everybody.
Well, thanks for tuning in. There was a lot of debate in this episode, so I'm super excited to see what everyone votes on. But comedianjoshwolf.com for tour dates and tickets. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, none of this is possible without y'all. We are in a bunch of cities. Like he said, all of July we're off, but from August to the new year, we are popping off.
Basically every weekend.
Yes. So come see us in a city near you. Comedianjoshwolf.com, tour dates and tickets. Josh Wolf Comedy on all platforms. It's Jake Wolf on TikTok and Jake_Wolf on Instagram. Y'all have a great day. As always, do something nice for someone today. Tell somebody you love them. Later.
Love you, buddy.
Later.
Hey, if you like this podcast you just watched, you're going to love the one I'm popping up in your face right now. Check it out.